Telugu, right? I understood completely.
Swamiji, for Teachers Appreciation Weekend.
No, I'm uploading it later. Samasthajanakalyane niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahmavidvaram. First is the thanks to the host for hosting this evening satsang. And I'm happy that all of you came in spite of a tight day, losing 1 hour. Also, after Balvihar, you all came. That is nice. This series is known as Orange Juice for the Soul. Oranges are there. You can make juice out of yourself. Oranges are there, right? Some people ask, why this orange juice? I said, I am orange. You choose to come here to listen or not to listen. Now, the topic that we have today, because every satsang is different topics. I hope you know the topic. If you don't know, I'll tell you.
We don't.
Listening without the clutters of the mind. Most people have problems, even at home, at work. The most important problem people have, parents with the children and between couples, is not listening. All women agree to me. Sunte hi nahi hai. Especially you have teenagers, definitely they won't listen. Especially when they put their thing. And they listen to that, not to you. Teachers have problem that students don't listen. Wives have problems, husbands don't listen. Right? Parents have problems, children don't listen. And lawmakers, they say criminals don't listen. Nobody listens. Communication is the key for any kind of a cordial relationship. You agree or not? It is said, before the marriage, he talks, she listens. Because she wants to know what he is all about. After that, you all know, she talks and he has to listen. Yes or no? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Men. And then parents talk, children listen. Right? And then children go away for universities. Then suddenly nobody listens. The husband and wife, both of them talk, neighbors listen. They have shouted each other. So, what is most important in any organization or any group endeavor is communication. And unless listening is taken care, you don't convey what you want to convey. Now, this is interesting that in our studies in religious studies or spiritual studies also. One is that when you go to a temple, you start talking to Bhagavan, to the Lord. I want this, this is not okay, that is not okay. And he is a very patient listener. He listens to all that you say. But it is said, prayer is where you talk, Bhagavan listens. And in meditation is where you listen, he talks. You become quiet and then you start listening to what Lord has to say. And for that listening, your mind should not have any clutter. And why our mind is so cluttered, so filled with things? Because we have no discipline of thinking. Our thinking is, whatever comes to our mind, we give importance and then it goes on and on and on and on. And now you have many different sources of distraction also. Phone, TV, website, books, news. While driving also news. While driving also somebody said that even during that time texting, Facebook, WhatsApp, what is it called, Snapchat, Twitter. So many distractions. So when is the mind really quiet? You tell me. Sleeping. That's the only place where you read it. But sleeping is not, the mind is quiet. Mind is not there. You're not thinking anything, no doubt, but you're sleeping. And so many people, when they go to a nature's place, like beautiful scenery, etc., oh, Swamiji, it is so peaceful here. Why peaceful? Mind is not talking. That's why it is peaceful. So even in the midst of things when you're doing, if you are able to maintain that inner quietude, inner silence, you will start appreciating things better. Your life become much better than what it is right now. Why do we find the peace available to us when we are in touch with the nature? Or many people find mind becomes quiet when they listen to music. Not necessarily an elaborate concert, even the tuning of a veena or just chanting of Om, mind is quiet. How is that possible? That is possible because we consciously let go of clutters of the mind. You try to make your children sit quietly for 2 minutes. Let us try 2 minutes. You can't, right? It is understandable because at their age, when they are at that age, their body is growing in all directions. And so when the body is in the mood to grow, obviously it is filled with agitations. And you cannot stop it. It has to be like that. But we, having grown up, if we are also like fidgety, agitated, disturbed, restless, then it is not because of the bodily situation, it is mind. And people are more tired out of thinking only, not physical tiredness. Today's world, what kind of tiredness that you have physically, how much you exert? Tell me. Walking is also not there, only by going by car. Climbing is not there, only lift there, elevators. You go to work also by elevator, go there, sit down, and whole day you never move, and you come home, coming down the elevator, get into the car and come back, I'm tired. What is tired? Physically we are not tired, mentally we are tired. Mind is so strained. So it is said that one Japanese surgeon, he usually will tell his own fellow, those who are going to help him in a surgery, fellow doctors, physicians, nurses, Before we take up any surgery, first thing we have to do is, once the patient is on the operation table, is all set to go, all they have to do is 2 minutes of absolute silence. Keep your mind totally quiet, and only thing that you can have, if at all, is to pray for the health of that patient. And then start the work. This is how in our tradition, they said that begin everything with a prayer. Why that is important? He said, Bhagavan, by my body, mind, senses, etc., whatever I am going to do, Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Yedi Samarpayami. I am going to offer it to Bhagavan. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That one simple conscious submission to the Lord. जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, जो मैं करूँगा अभी, whatever I am going to do, ये सब भगवान के लिए कर रहा हूँ, मेरे लिए नहीं. That simple act of offering, Shanti, prasad हो जाता है. When you are cooking and offering to the Lord as a prasad, you are offering for the Lord so that my gratitude is expressed. Once that offering is done, you know, I have already done to the Lord, then my mind is quiet. And whatever that comes out is prasad. Similarly, at the end of the day, when you have completed all the work, end of the day, what you show? What is the prayer? Karacharana kridam va kayajam karmajam va shravananayanajam va manasam va paradam vihitam avihitam va sarvam edat kshamasva Shiva Shiva Karunabde Srimad Shambhu. Whatever I have done, in the beginning you give to Narayan for whatever you are going to do. At the end of the day, whatever I have done, O Lord, may you be pleased by that. This act of giving, this act of surrender, this act of submission, that is what is going to cause less clutter in your head. When we are busily doing everything without a break, mind is not going to be calm. Mind is not going. Now you are all listening to me or not? I hope. You know why you are listening to me? Because you are silent. Correct or not? If you are also talking, I am also talking, then is there communication possible? That's why I always say, listen, that word is there, right? What is the spelling of listen? L-I-S-T-E-N. You jumble the word, it will become S-I-L-E-N-T. If you are not silent, you will not listen. Mind has to be silent to listen. Very often, nowadays I don't see any birds at all anywhere. But if early morning, if you are listening to the chirping of the bird, that requires your mind to be quiet to listen to that. Our Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, when he used to observe Shivaratri, the entire day he will be quiet. No, not a single word he will utter to anybody. And because of that energy that is conserved out of that silence, when he comes in the evening to the Shivaratri during that last part of the program on a Shivaratri day, when he comes and sits in the temple, you should see his posture and the face. So peaceful and quiet. Filled with brilliance. Because most of our energy is dissipated in two things, speech and mental chatter. Even if you are not talking, mental chatter would do. We have a running commentary going on in our head constantly. When you look at anything, you think your mind is quiet. If I am looking at the flower, the moment I see the flower, the mind has already started. Is it a sunflower or some other flower? Is it really a real flower or it's a plastic flower? I think I saw it in my friend's house last time, and similar flower only I saw. But that the friend of mine is, nowadays she's not inviting me at all, any party. About something. Keep the mind quiet is not an easy joke. Because we are not used to it. As simple as that. We never attempt to do this. So if at all mind is quiet, it is sleeping. So in the Bhagavad Gita and many other places also, Bhagavan Krishna and various other masters have said, mind can be controlled by two important practices. One is called Vairagya, another is called Abhyas. Vairagya means dispassion. Abhyasa means practice. वैराग्य एंड अभ्यास दो होना चाहिए, दोनों को प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. What is it? Vairagya is we should know what to let go. Abhyasa means what to hold on to. Certain things we have to definitely hold on to, and certain things we definitely have to let go. Your body does that. When you eat food, do you think all that you eat food is retained by the body? No, right? Whatever is essential for it keeps it. What is non-essential, it is given up. Your body does that. You breathe in and you don't need to breathe out. You inhale to exhale. So if inhalation and exhalation is continuously going on, if all that you inhale is going to be exhaled, why are you doing that then? Inhalation brings certain energy from external atmosphere. You retain that and unwanted is exhaled. Similarly, in the food that you take, whatever is essential is taken, unessential is given up. Similarly, you cannot stop the mind from being there in this transactional world, but you take what is essential and necessarily you should give up what is not necessary, what is essential. If that practice is done, you will find that your mind is healthy. No doubt, there are so many sources of information comes to us. It is not demanding you to listen to all that. Is that whatever program that comes in the TV, you have to see it? Whatever they are saying in the news, you have to listen to it? Whatever is there in the Facebook, you have to watch it? No. Is it? It's your choice, right? But we don't make the choice. So, what you need to take, that you retain. And what you need to give up, you should necessarily give up. If we can practice that, then it is easy for us to keep our mind quiet. If I take a ball and throw at you, you have the choice of picking it up or not to pick up.
Throw back at you.
Throw back it means different thing. But whether you want to pick it up or not, that's up to you only. If you take this orange and throw it, so I decided not to take it. So why I'm saying is, people may be of different kinds and giving different things to you. Whether you want to take it or not, it's up to you. Once you have taken it, you have to do with something to do with that. So many people watch the news only so that they can talk to others about the news. It may be totally irrelevant to me, but I watch. Why? So that I have a topic to talk to others. In the whole newspaper, if you look at it, how many of them are information relevant to you? You tell me. It's relevant to me. Not all the things that are there are relevant to me. You go to a shop or a mall, you go to a place where you need to buy something. It's not that whatever they sell you want to buy. The world offers everything. You have to choose. Similarly, if my mind has to become clutter-free, I should decide what is that I have to pay attention. In the road, you are driving a car and going. There are so many people are go to different places you are going. Close your eyes and think about who are the people whom you remember now. From morning till evening, you might have met so many people. Yeah. Close your eyes and see who are all the people whom you can remember. Today, all of them. Remember all the people whom you met today or talked to today? Do you? Yes or no?
No.
Who? Then you have few people whom you met or you interacted with, you remember or not? Even me meeting them, whatever you have talked to, you all remember everything? At the end of this talk, I am going to ask you, what do you remember what I spoke today? Swamiji, you said something. Maybe I'll get 2 minutes out of 1 hour. Why? We are not retaining to everything in our head. Because our mind is cluttered. It is already, while listening also you are somewhere else. Papadam. Somebody is making papadam there. That comes to you. It's already getting into your nose. Through nose it's getting to the mind. Somebody is doing the papadam, that too on the stove only. I can smell it. I hope she is thinking, I hope they won't burn it. I know that. Our mind is not in one place. It's going all over the place. So how can you silently hear anything? So if we can't be making our mind silent even while in this, while interacting with the world, do you think that when you sit alone, it will be quiet suddenly? Some people sit to the meditation. What do I do? Think about right now. Dhyan mein baith ke, then puchta hai. Swamiji, I am sitting for dhyan. Now my question is, what should I think? It is like getting into the flight, putting your baggage, everything inside and sitting there, then wondering, where am I going now? Which flight, where city I am going? That's why they announce, right? This flight is going to this city. If you are not for that, get out of this place. Begin the day with the mind quiet. End the day with the mind quiet. And you will find that during the day also your mind is quiet. Quiet does not mean not thinking. But quiet means discipline in thinking. What is relevant, think. What is irrelevant, leave it. That discipline has to come. That's why Krishna says, Yato yato nischarati manas chanchalam. Whenever the mind is running away from you, the moment you notice it, bring it back. At that very moment, you should bring it back. If you leave it, it will run. It will not remain with you. See, it is the most powerful thing in our body is that. All emotions are decided by it. All feelings are decided by it. All experiences are decided by it. All planning is decided by it. Your joy and sorrow are decided by that one only. And that is the one we don't have control. Can anybody make you unhappy without your permission? Tell me. Yes or no? Can anyone make you unhappy without your permission? If at all it happens, then you are the most miserable one. Why are you making me unhappy? That means you lost control. Isn't that true? Swamiji, when I take my car decides where it has to go. Is it so? That's what you are saying now. If I don't control the mind, who else? If I am unhappy because of somebody's behavior, it is I am allowing myself to become miserable. And I have given control to you. You can make me miserable. All of you, please make me miserable now. That is the key we can see in the Mahatmas. Never ever disturbed by external happenings. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyescharan atmavasher videyatma prasadam adhigacchati, Krishna says. A person who does not have strong likes and dislikes, even if he is in the midst of things, he will retain his inner peace undisturbed. Is it not that's what we want? And peace is what we want. Joy is what we want. Inner quietude is what. But then we are not doing anything towards that. I was showing while coming, I had a basketball game. I don't know how many of you have seen that. So I was actually just a few weeks before that, I was in India, and I had I went to Gangotri, and it's relatively cold, and water, I wanted to take bath in that water, so I took it's difficult to get it because running water, so there was a priest there, and he gave me a small mug, so I took the water and then put it on my body. So 3 times I put it over Har Har Gange, Har Har Gange, Har Har Gange. Then I looked behind. All the people who came with me, around 48 of them, lined up for me to pour water. So I was almost bare-chested and cold, and I started to pour the water in all of them, 48 into 3. How many times? Then calculate quickly. 144. 144 times I did that. I didn't realize at that time, after a few days later, I had a frozen shoulder. Shoulder means it's a kind of pinching nerve, right?
Pinch nerve, yeah.
So I could not do anything because I could not raise my hand. It doesn't go beyond this point. If you do this, it's an excruciating pain. But I had already committed to play basketball in that program.
Yeah, the one
Right?
we saw.
So I couldn't avoid that. So they said, no, you have to come and play basketball. I cannot play basketball. I can't even raise my hand. No. So you can have an assistant to do this. No, that's not right. If I have to play the basketball, I have to play it. So all the time I was standing like this because my shoulder was extremely paining. I was just sitting there. So when the game was, they were playing, and then I had no idea even to play basketball also. I know that I have to put it inside there. That's all I know. I had no game, no discipline, what to call it, the rules of the game also I don't know. So it's a break, there was a break, and all of them were doing the practice there, putting that, because they want to win. I was sitting there and watching. So the main person, she came to me and said, "You are not practicing?" First of all, I can't practice. My shoulder is paining. Second is, by just practicing now, am I not going to win? I don't even know how the game is. How am I going to do this? So I was quiet and calm, and all of them are getting disturbed because they wanted to win. I said, I have no intent to win also. So I was just quiet. I was sitting there. So finally, the result is that I won the game. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So the lady came to me and said, "So you cheated that you had a shoulder pain." "What do you mean I have a shoulder pain? How can I tell you? How can I show you that? It's pain." So the point is that when there is no anxiety, you perform well. Really speaking. I have seen it again and again. It is the mental anxiety that fails you most of the time. It is the mind that fails you, not the body. I proved to myself that only. My anxiety, if it is there, the one who was last, before the last person who I was competing with, he was very good. From a long distance, he was able to put the ball inside. But at that point, he was anxious. And I was watching him. He's anxious. He's going to do this. Now I know that. And he could put it. It is not that he could not. He was really playing very well. But he couldn't do it because of anxiety. It is said that there was a game for small children. And it is, they all have to run. and then climbed a particular small kind of hillock or something. Or no, it is not a hillock. They have to climb some stairs up there in a tower, go there and put their flag there and come down, right? So all the parents were watching. This is a seventh grader or so. So everybody ran and then started to climb. There were 6 kids or so started to climb. First of all, out of the 6, 2 of them gave up even while getting near the tower. So that 4 of them were climbing. 2 of them again gave up. Then 2 more are going up and fast. So and among the 2, one was going, quietly, slowly, steadily. The other one was anxiously moving. So the one who was going slowly, he was younger than the other one who was going faster. So the parents were telling, all the audience, come on, come on, come on. They were cheering it up. And the one who was going slowly, he was steadily moving ahead. So, and his parents, knowing that he's younger than the other one, he said, no, you don't need to compete with the other one. You just give up and then come on, come down. He was, so he went and went. Finally, that one who was going anxious got exhausted. He could not further climb, and the one who was going slow, he crossed him, went there on the top and put his flag. Then when both of them came down, the other fellow was feeling very bad, but he could not do it. The one who finished it and came down, so everybody went to him and said, how did you do that? We all said you can't do it, come down. What? He had his ears plugged. He never listened to anybody. So he was all aramse, he was going there. He never heard any of them saying anything. So what made him proceed further? He was not disturbed by anybody else.
Or he was not listening. He was not listening?
No, he was having
He had earplugs.
He is plugged. So he decided, I don't need to listen to anybody, I'll just go myself. In life, because somebody said you will never succeed. In life, because somebody discouraged you will not fail. It is because you decided that you succeed or you decided that you fail. If you are convinced about what you want to achieve, and if you are not influenced by others' opinion, you will definitely reach there. Our own Gurudev, when you might have seen in the movie On a Quest, when he started off to teach Bhagavad Gita to common man, and when he started to go to the public platform and start talking about Gita, you know how much of opposition he had? How many conservative pundits did not allow him to do that? In fact, they burnt the place where he was giving lectures to make sure that he doesn't do it. When people, because he gave a lecture, next day evening he was to give, the following morning they burnt it. The pandal or the place where meaning they have put a small structure. They just burnt it.
Why is that?
Because the conservative pundits, they do not want Gita to be given to people in the public. They want to keep it only for in the mutts and inside the ashrams only it should be taught, not to the public. So when he heard, Gurudev had a hearty laughter and said, that shows how much their stomach is burning. How much they are burning inside. That's what it shows. And he never stopped. He went ahead. In spite of all the opposition he had, he said, I'm not paying any heed to them. I don't hear them. I know what I'm doing. I will do it. So listening must be done without clutter. But once you are convinced, don't need to listen to anybody. Once you are convinced, you keep going. All successful people, they proved only one thing. If you are convinced, nobody can stop you. Right? So this is what we have to tell our children. First, you must have the conviction that this is what I want to do. Then make sure that you go ahead without being influenced by anybody in this world. Keep going. If not today, tomorrow you will achieve it, for sure. So that is the reason why, the quietening the mind and disciplining the mind, retain what is necessary, reject what is not necessary. Just like our body does that. The nature also does that. Everything around us does that. So we need to emulate the quality of the nature. And when our mind is that abhyasa and vairagya. Vairagya about what is not necessary. Abhyasa of that which is necessary. This discipline, if we have, we can surely achieve great things. And especially when you want to really enjoy the peace of your mind in the quiet hours of meditation, we must know how to let go of our mental chatter. After all, mind is what? Mind is nothing but a set of thoughts that are there at any given point of time. And the more attention you pay to any thought, it will repeat. Less attention you pay to any thought, it will disappear. See, as soon as she came, she asked me, do you want any tea or coffee? So my mind thought, why not? Why not tea? Why not coffee? At that point I said, I don't need it. Right? If I had thought about it, yeah, I think it is good. Maybe I should have it. If I have entertained the thought, then I would, within no time, I would say, okay, I will have it. That thought of coffee was not there when I came. But she put the thought in my head. If I had allowed that thought to work on me, I would have gone for it. So what makes me engage in that particular act of drinking coffee? A thought, is it not? Does the body really need that coffee? No. Most of our food eating is also emotional only. It is not a need. I know there is samosa there. The point is that, do you really need it? Do you really need it? Do you think really need it?
Yes.
You need it because you saw it. You don't really need it. No, not that I'm not going to eat or anything. But I asked that question, do I really need it? My body needs a samosa? No. Who needs a samosa? Mind. Because my mind wants it.
Your tongue wants it.
Not tongue. Tongue is nothing but mind's instrument only. What else? If the mind is not there, tongue doesn't taste it. When you're sleeping, if you put a samosa in your tongue, you will taste it. You won't taste it because your mind is not there. Tongue is not wanting that samosa, really. So, if you look at it, all our engagement in this world are dictated by the demands of the fancies of the mind. Really, I don't need it. But when I take the thought and keep on thinking about it, it becomes very strong. It is like you repeatedly listen to something, it becomes a part of you. You just reject in the first case itself. I don't need that. That is what I call vairagya. Vairagya is not running away from things. It is a discipline of the mind to let go. I don't need it. But it's hard. It's very hard. We are nothing but a product of our habits. We are the victim of our habits. You cannot stop it. So when we, I'm not saying that you should not eat that, you should not eat that. But the discipline of letting go must happen in our mind in a deeper level. Then externally, not getting influenced by any of the external enchantments or the excitements is easy. Anxiety, etc. will be easily handled. The clarity should come, and also at the same time, ability and the skill has to come to let go. So for this, you have to think about three things very precisely. to succeed in life, three things are very important. One is called the strength which you have. What is your strength? Second is, what is the skill which you want to develop? First one is the strength. What do you already have? That is your strength. What you want to develop? That is skill. And third important thing is, whom do I associate with to become successful? If these three are clear, your mind is become relatively quiet about it. You have to ask this question, what is the strength that I have? Unique strength. That is the one which will take me to the next level. And when I go to the next level only, I will realize I need extra skills for this. It is like when you are telling your children also to succeed, you must find out what is their core strength. Not all of them can succeed in everything. That's why you put them into different things like tennis game, soccer, then what you call piano, this, that, karate, this. In all these various activities they do, only few of them will they retain. Not everything they do. You expose them and some of them they become capable of doing, because it's the core strength is able to work on those things. If somebody may be interested in chess game and you try to put him in soccer game, he will become miserable. Because you wanted to think and you are asking him to run. And somebody who is interested in running and doing things, ask him to go and play a chess game. It's so boring. So, what is your core strength? It is applicable even in your in your organizations also. You may have some 10 people in your group, but not all of them do the same thing. What is their core strength? What is they capable of? That is the first thing. Second thing that we need to realize is, what is that he is capable of learning? That is a skill. What is the training that I need to give to myself so that I can enhance my ability to do things? That is depending upon the core strength. Once that is also realized, then whom do I associate to emulate and to come up to that level? So associate with people who encourage and move you to the next level. And never associate with those people who discourage you. You cannot do it. Don't worry about it. You will never be able to succeed. If this kind of a constant chatting going on around you, you will have no enthusiasm to move forward. So that's why when your child is trying to do something, you should encourage that. Karo. Do it. Try. You, never possible. You will never do it. If you keep doing that, obviously. See, Hanumanji also, he was having a core strength which he himself did not know. He forgot. And then it was Jambavan who was telling him, do you know, among all of us, you are the only person who can go meet Sita and come back also. You can do it. Me? Yes, you have the blessing. You are the son of wind. Realize that. Go. Then he took off from there. And his aim was very clear. Ramaka Veko Adar. I am going only for the sake of Lord. I am going there. All my attention is only to that, nothing else. And so many obstacles came on his way, right? He never stopped. Just went straight. Only those two will take interest in this. Nobody else. Is anybody asking you whenever you go to a party, how peaceful you are? कोई पूछता है? Huh? Which movie you saw, which saree you bought, which vacation you are going? That's what the people ask. How much money you have in the bank? Anyway, you won't tell, but did you buy a new house? Did you buy a new car? Is that what they ask? Is anybody asking? Shanti ho. Your mother may be asking you because finding out whether you are really happy or not. That's all. But very rarely anybody is interested in manashanti. That is the goal of the soul. As a mother, as a brother, as a sister, as a father, as a parent, you have your own limited goals connected to others who are living with you, no doubt. But what is your goal? That nobody else can do for you. You have to do it. So that should be their focus. Mere man ko shanti chahiye. I have to be peaceful. And that can be done only when I work on it. And that is possible only when I reduce my clutter of the mind. External achievements, no doubt, give me certain kind of feeling of accomplishment. Now, when we use the same thing, strength, skill and satsang. That's what I said, right? Strength you have to know, skill you have to develop, and satsang, association, you have to develop so that you emulate the qualities. Same thing applies here also. The core strength of your mind has to be recognized. The strength of the mind is to remain undisturbed. And skill is to develop that kind of letting go. And satsang is very important to keep yourself inspired. Associate with people of the peaceful countenance so that you know that I can also be peaceful. It is not a magic, it is something to be emulated, slowly developed. Same strength, skill and satsang is important even in the world of spirituality. That's why as often as possible, expose yourself to people who have achieved inner peace. Either by reading or by satsang or by any kind of such association who and if get clogged. Eating. This world will ever add to your peace. Even those people who have achieved everything in life finally ended in miserable life, not having enough peace, taking drugs and dying. You see, many Hollywood stars and Hollywood or sports personalities, you see them, so much of money, take drugs and die. Why? What is that they don't have in spite of the money? Harmony is not there. Money is there, but harmony was not there. Our Gurudev used to say, in an orchestra, there are many different instruments are there, and a conductor you might have seen, he is making sure that all of them are playing in a rhythm, right? So that it is called symphony. If each one is playing its own way, that is called cacophony. In the same way, in our personality, if we are not able to synchronize, then it will be a cacophony only. It's a total chaos. So the mind needs to be, the only instrument that we have, most powerful, must be kept at peace. Not by running away, not by going to some solitude, not by rejecting the world, but staying in the place wherever you are, but the ability to let go what is not necessary and retain what is important. That focus is there, then peace is achievable. So listening without the clutter of the mind. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhavat bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru